My position is one that's very hard to defend, so hear me out for the sake of the market of ideas. Your video is pure layman rambling. You make a point that humans can't predict animal behavior when we have interacted and studied them for millenniums. There are definitely some deprived individuals among us like there are in any sector of human society, and people love to focus on them and elevate them as the face of our nature, but there's a lot of us who have respect for their animals, care for their well-being, and don't try to force anything upon them. There's a lot of us who recognize them as truly living thinking beings and not tools like most people do. Zoophilia is an assigned biological attraction, and the least you could do is accept people who have been born with it as long as they don't hurt anyone, especially if they aren't engaging in any kind of intimate activity with animals. But if they are, I guess even having non-violent intercourse is taking advantage of them in your opinion. That's not true, and even if it were, people are taking advantage of animals all the time. They buy them because of lack of human companionship and use them as workforce without caring for their well-being. They make meat factories out of them where they make them live in terrible living environments before being processed. They force horses and other ungulates to carry them, when in truth no living being would want to carry moderately heavy weight on their back all the time, so you taking up that position is pretty hypocritical. You guys also bring up consent very often, which is also very much hypocritical and a poor argument. Animals never consented to be part of our world and to be interwoven into our numerous systems, but them having no consent implies animals can't recognize simple natural cues and that everything we do with them is a forceful activity, but that can't be true because working with them would then be nigh on impossible. They give consent on a daily basis to their owners for a variety of activities, so it stands to reason they can give consent to one of the most basic needs an organism can have, sex. You need to understand that mammals do indeed enjoy sex as much as we do. It's an activity that is experienced in a primitive part of the brain. You can read the Live Science article on it which will be linked in the description. It is fairly old but still pretty accurate. In the words of Jamie Lawson, if animals possess an instinct to reproduce, it needs to function somehow, and pleasure is a fairly basic motivator. I understand you people find me and people like me disgusting, but that's not an argument. I'm not advocating for any kind of animal cruelty in my comment, and I truly despise people who hurt animals, sexually or not. But please understand that things are not always that black and white. We definitely have more pressing matters to attend to when it comes to animal cruelty, like the horse racing industry with its vast death count for example. I've made this video with the best of intentions for both parties. I believe that understanding and analyses are the way forward so that we may achieve a more peaceful society in the future. Thank you for listening.